the British Virgin Islands. Right now here in Road Town.
Yep.
And the plan is to, our destination will be up here at the northern side of Beef Island.
All right.
There's a party night up at Trellis Bay where they celebrate the full moon once a month.
Okay.
And so we're going to go up and see whether or not there'll be any place that we can moor there,
okay.
And we'll decide whether or not we want to spend the night. We'll come out of Road Town and head out into the Francis Drake Channel. The winds will be coming down out of the northeast, so we'll have to tack several times across the channel to work our way up around the tip of Beef Island,
yep.
And head up into this little cove. Trellis Bay is on the north side of Beef Island. If it doesn't look promising, you can go up here and there's a small island called Marina Key.
Okay.
Jack and I were there 3 years ago and we sailed. Good moorings, an excellent restaurant called Pusser's Restaurant. Just spend a quiet night at moored and enjoying the breezes, the stars, the moon, and it'll be a full moon, so it'll be a gorgeous night. Okay, the second day of our sailing trip. We are in Marina Key. We met up with our friends from the Netherlands in the morning, talked about our day, and decided that what we're going to do today is leave here, sail across the Sir Francis Drake Passage up to the northeast, past Virgin Gorda to the entrance of Gorda Sound. We have to be careful coming in because there's shoal water around the entrance. But lower our sails at the entrance and motor in through Gorda Sound up to the eastern end of the sound, where we will moor at a place called Sabarak. Tuesday, day 3 of our sailing adventure in the British Virgin Islands. Last night we spent the night off of Sabarak at the east end of Gorda Sound. The plan for today was supposed to be to leave Gorda Sound, sail across about 14 miles of open water to a reef, not really an island, but it's just an exposed reef area called Anegada. But when we got up this morning, we listened to the weather forecast. The weather forecast was for winds 15 to 20 knots with gusts to 35 knots. In the open water where we will be, they were predicting swells of 7 feet. And I decided, as the skipper of the boat, that I did not want to intentionally go into those kinds of weather conditions. So we canceled our plans to go to Anegada. And today instead what we were going to do is come back out of Gorda Sound and head south. Because we never made it to the baths yesterday as we had planned. We just decided we just wanted to sail. And we had a good sailing day, except for some problems with our mainsail, which we had to deal with in the afternoon. So we didn't make it to the baths yesterday. We're going to go back down to the baths, then come back over to Marina Key, where we will spend the night. And our future plans are to basically backtrack over the next few days to give us a shot at Anegada later in the week. This is the 4th day of our British Virgin Islands sailing adventure, and yesterday did not go as we had planned. When we got underway from Gorda Sound, and tried to raise our mainsail, we could not get it up. It would not go all the way. We tried various tricks, but we could only get it up part way, which is not safe if you can't control your mainsail. So we decided to change our plans at the last minute. We got the best possible sail set we could get, and we came out and we sailed down past Virgin Gorda, all the way down through the Sir Francis Drake Channel, and all the way back to Roadtown in Tortola, to the Sunsail base. We got there about noon. It took us about 4 hours to sail. They came on board, they fixed the sail, they explained to us how to deal with the rigging and how to prevent it from happening again. After a hot shower, quick bite of lunch, we got underway, we turned out and sailed back easterly across the Sir Francis Drake Channel and went back in to Trellis Bay and Marina Key. Our original plans were to try to get into Trellis Bay, but our friends from the Netherlands were moored at Marina Key, so we went over and joined them for the night. This morning, our plans are to get underway, sail across to the Baths area at the southwestern end of Virgin Gorda, and then spend the rest of the day sailing as much as we possibly can, because we have no deadlines except at the end of the day to be back at Saba Rock at the east end of Gorda Sound. This is day 5 of our British Virgin Islands adventure. And this morning when we got into Anegada, we came in the channel without any problem, took a quick turn to come into the anchorage area where there were a number of sailboats already there. Suddenly I lost complete control of the boat. The steering wheel would not move at all. I couldn't control our direction. All I had was the engine. I tried various things and finally shouted up to Jack and Richard on the bow, drop the anchor, because I wanted to stop the boat before we hit anybody.
So we were able to deploy the anchor just fine, pailed out about 80 feet. Boy, at some point in time we were floating around there and almost had the opportunity to bump into other boats, but we avoided it.
We finally got control of the steering back and got safely to a mooring ball for the night. It's day 6 of our sailing adventure in the British Virgin Islands. This morning we're getting underway at about 8 o'clock and leaving our mooring at Anegada. We'll be heading in a slightly westerly direction down toward Dog Islands. There are several islands there with numerous snorkeling spots. We'll pick one or two, spend an hour or two or more snorkeling, leave there, head on back down to a former location, but instead of coming in here and going to Marina Key, we're going to go over to the other side and get a mooring in Trellis Bay and spend the night there. We will rendezvous with our friends from the Netherlands at the end of the day and probably share a final farewell dinner before we part our ways.
Ready to cast off. Our halyard is wrapped around the deck floodlight.
Yesterday morning we got out underway as planned from Anegada, and after we cleared the channel and tried to raise the mainsail, we found that the halyard that raises the mainsail had gotten fouled around the floodlight that illuminates the front deck.
We had to free that halyard by raising some weight, getting it free, and then reattaching.
Thanks to Richard's ingenuity and willingness to climb partway up the mast, we were able to get it freed up after about a half hour of struggle, and we were able to get underway. It's day 7 of our British Virgin Islands sailing adventure. So this morning, we leave Trellis Bay and sail out and enter the Sir Francis Drake Channel. Our destination is at the southwest end at the place called the Bight on Norman Island. And during the course of the day, we'll be passing Ginger Island, Cooper Island, Salt Island, and Peter Island. And there's numerous coves all along here, which we will decide spontaneously which ones we want to go into, check out for snorkeling, maybe lie to for a while to have some lunch, but we will end up the day at the Bight on Norman Island. It's day 8 of our British Virgin Islands adventure. Last night we spent the night in Norman Island, a place called The Bight. And this morning came around the corner and we are now moored next to the Caves, a prominent and well-known, popular snorkeling site in the British Virgin Islands. After we finish with snorkeling this morning, we will get underway again, come out and round the Indians probably, and go over to the southwest side of Peter Island to explore other possible snorkeling sites. When we're done, we'll round the western tip of Peter Island, sail across the Sir Francis Drake Channel, and end up back in Road Town, Tortola, to end our sailing adventure.